So last episode, we made both the fusion and the fission reactors. This episode, I went ahead and I crafted both of these multi-blocks off camera. I moved them to a better location. You can see all the sparkles coming off. This one's because we're currently reacting some stuff, making some iridium out of hydrogen and osmium here. Yeah, so the iridium is coming over into our compactor right here, right? We have a processing pattern that's going to take 16 iridium and turn it into the iridium dust. So yeah, that is all set. In fact, this is all set up now. So if I tell it to make iridium dust, if I take that out of the system, say like make 100 of it, it knows that it's going to need 1600 hydrogen and I guess the same amount of osmium in order to make all this stuff. Yeah, so that's pretty cool. So it can take the lead and put it through here and then grab the, the hydrogen and then combine it. Was it lead? No, it was hydrogen and, let me do this one more time. Hydrogen and osmium. It was osmium. So yeah, it knows how to take all of that stuff. In fact, I don't think I set up the recipe here for osmium. If I did that, then it would know how to do that. In fact, we should probably do that. Let's go set up a recipe to convert some osmium into the vial form. I'm not even sure what you call these, the chemlib form. So yeah, if we wanted to get some osmium like that, then we just dissolve. We're gonna want to dissolve an ingot, I think, is what we want to do. So where's the? Does it have to be the chemlib ingot, or can it be any of these? It shows, oh, okay, so this is either, okay, I saw the chemlib one, I was like, wait, where's the other one? Right, so we do this, and then we can just throw that down here into the dissolver pattern provider, like so. And now, if I come in here and say, make, well, I was doing it with this one before, wasn't I? Let's make 100 of those. Now it knows how to craft everything, so it's going to take 71 osmium ingots, and then we have everything else. It's just going to be a bit of time to create all that. You know what? I'm just going to go ahead and queue it up. Why not? It's going to take a while for all this to process, but we should be seeing osmium in here, turning into the osmium stuff. Yeah, look at that. So this is working real well. And that osmium is ending up over here in this machine with the hydrogen that we're just making out of water. And then we are turning that into iridium. And then when we get 16 of those, that ends up over in this machine right here to make the iridium dust, right? So that's pretty awesome. So yeah, we wanted to do all of this so we could get ourselves an iridium block. That was the whole goal. And then I found out that we could go to the Twilight Forest last episode and just get it that way, which makes me feel a little dumb, but this is kind of cool anyway. This is a mod that I haven't messed with. So yeah, definitely want to check this out. So here's an iridium block. Boom. We needed that for an iridium bee in order to pollinate, and then we can have the bees just make iridium all the time, right? I think that's what we wanted to go with. Now that we have all that other stuff downstairs set up so we can make iridium this way, I'm not sure how necessary making the iridium bee is, but regardless, it is kind of cool, and I think I wanted to get this set up anyway. So let me grab some of these genes. We'll throw that over into our thing over here while we are working on this. Throw all of this stuff into here. And then it'll just get sorted and combined and all that stuff. So we can already make ourselves another iridium bee. So I probably want to do that. I don't know if we're close to making a third one. 68%. That's not very close. Is this about done? It's still combining. Okay. Do we have any more genes? We had not enough of the one that we need. This one, the productive bees, crystalline ones. Yeah, we don't have enough of those. Oh, actually, no. No, okay. The one that was down here somehow jumped up into this inventory. Yeah, so we're not quite there for a third one, but we are making progress. Okay, so I need to make myself another iridium bee spawn egg, and as we recall, that's in a canning machine with a crystalline bee spawn egg and an iridium ingot, and the crystalline bee spawn egg was a honey treat with an egg, and the honey treat is combined with that gene. Honey treat, we have one of those. Boop, boop. We need an egg as well, and then we put that through the canning machine, and we'll get ourselves another crystalline spawn egg, I think, right? Canning machine. Wait. Let's see here. So crystalline egg. Oh, that's the incubation. I got ahead of myself. Where did I not put the incubator down? I guess I must have removed that. Unless this is it. What is this thing? That's an LV battery box. What do I do with my incubator? You know, if I put things in its place, I wouldn't be lost trying to find them. Our bee incubator was right here, just kind of like floating behind this wall of random machines. Yeah, so we put the upgrade speeds in here, and we made ourselves our new crystalline bee spawn egg. So now that we have that, all the pigs, now that we have that, we can put this guy right here. That's the iridium one. We put this guy right here and an iridium ingot in there, and that should can it into another iridium bee spawn egg, which is going to be fantastic. Then we'll have 2 of these bees that should just be producing iridium combs all the time. So yes, I placed down the iridium block over here, and I got ourselves another advanced oak beehive with the oak expansion box on there, so we can hold 5 bees in total in this. And then I will need to get some pipe here. Let me grab some, oh, what do you call it? The item pipe, this stuff. Nice, so that should fill up with bottles in here. Very good. And we'll have to go down underneath this thing to extract out the resources that it's producing. But for right now, you can just leave it as it is. So let's place a bee. If I place another one, hopefully it doesn't pop out. No, it looks like we're fine. Okay, so these bees are on top of the iridium block, which they should want. And then they should just go right into the oak hive, and then I can get out of here once they're satisfied. Right, so these bees have entered and exited their hive twice now. We've already collected 8 iridium combs, which is not bad. I did notice though, when I'm looking over these and I press shift, this one says productivity high and this one says productivity normal. I didn't realize that the same type of bee could have vastly different traits. This one has 15 health, this one has 7. So yeah, there's a lot of different variances here between these 2 different bees. I noticed the same thing on these other ones when I was looking at them. I don't really know if there is a good way in this particular mod to like change the traits. I assume that's what you use all of these different DNAs for, right? But I don't know if like you can do this to an existing bee, or if you combine all those onto a honey treat and then you make the spawn egg and then the bee has all of that. There's a lot of that kind of stuff that I haven't really looked at. These bees are broken. It's kind of weird how they stop moving like that. But yeah, it seems like this is going pretty good. So now that we have iridium combs coming in, we can add that into our export bus here. We already have crystalline combs and glowing combs coming in here. So we're always making that nether quartz and glowstone. We can just add one of those in there. And then whenever we get these iridium combs, we should start getting these iridium nuggets, I think is what it is. If we go to uses and centrifuge, yeah, iridium nuggets. So we get 1 to 3, and it's a 70% chance that we get 1 or 3, 1, 2, 3, I guess. Yeah, so anyway, I'll just go ahead and throw those into our system, and those will, oh yeah, we already had some extras in there. So those are just get put into here. We'll centrifuge them, and then yeah, we're getting iridium all the time now, just for having the bees existing, which is fantastic. Gotta love it. All right, so yeah, our whole situation here with needing iridium should be solved for the future. And then in the meantime, we can produce some using the ChemLib stuff, which we already have 25 of that 100 that we queued up. And then we also have a few of these iridium ores that we can use. Now, the whole reason, let's clean up our list here. The whole reason we were trying to get into iridium in the first place was to make these iridium circuits. And these iridium circuits here, yeah, they require an iridium alloy, which is 4 iridium and then 4 advanced alloy around a diamond. So it's a little expensive for these iridium alloys, but we need to make the recipe for that, I am pretty sure. Yeah, we don't have an iridium circuit recipe in here, so let's go ahead and craft that, or make the pattern for it. Okay, so we have that. That's very good. We also are going to need an iridium alloy. Okay, so we have one of those, and then the advanced alloy, do we? Yeah, we already know how to make the advanced alloy. I wasn't sure about that. Okay, so we have 2 new recipes in here that we can just throw in. Where did I put the rest of those FTB contraption mod recipes? I'm not seeing them. Oh, I guess at the very top, that's why I didn't see them. Okay, so there is that one, and then here is this one. Sweet. So if I want to make an iridium circuit, will we be able to? We don't have graphene. Okay, so that is another thing that we need to do. So graphene, we need to make a recipe for this guy, and that is compressed coal balls around obsidian makes graphene. All right, so how do we get the compressed coal balls? That is a compressor. Okay, so we need to get a compressor set up to be automated. Have we even... Pigs everywhere. Have we made a compressor yet? We have macerator, a canning machine, an extruder, and a centrifuge. But we do not have a compressor. I think now's a time where we should set up a bank of machines for these, and I think I'm going to move this smeltery. Alright guys, so I went ahead and I moved our machines from the kind of random thing we had over here into more of a thing over here. So yes, we have our macerator, we have a space here for when we eventually get the furnace. We have an extruder, a centrifuge, canning machine, and now we are going to have a compressor. Boop. So we need to put one of these pattern providers here, and then we are going to need to click the top of that so we have an arrow facing down, and we don't have the problem of the pattern provider pushing items into the adjoining pattern provider. We only want it to go down. I did see that these machines had an ejector upgrade. I don't know how this works. There is no interface in here. In what was it? IC2, Industrial Craft 2. The ejector upgrades, you would like click them or shift click them on the surface of a block, and that would change which way they are ejecting to. These don't have that option, and I do not see a way to change them in here. So maybe there's some button that I'm missing. I don't know, but I'm hoping that these will just push the items back up into the pattern provider. Haven't tested it, so we'll find out how this works here pretty soon. So now that we have that back there, we do have to provide power. So I made some of these MV cables. 4, 5, 6. I guess I used all of them. Let's make some more. So the cables are made with rubber and then aluminum. And then, yeah, we can craft the rubber out of slime balls. That's why we set up that slime generator a while ago. And there we go. We got the power coming in here from our MV solar. I feel like we might add in a couple more MV solars up here, or we'll just upgrade to the HV solar at some point, and then they should be able to provide way more power. But yeah, we have these set up now. We do have to hook up the applied energistics. I do have a facade here, and that just goes down to nothing. It's not connected at all. Yeah, so we have the cable right here, and that needs to be connected over to this. And I think there is enough channels down here, so let's just go ahead and connect that up. Oop. Like so. And this is where the smeltery was. It's like, that's kind of a random cable. It is random now. It was not random moments ago. All right, so we'll add this over here like so, and then I want a smirt cable right like so. Awesome. Okay, so we got all of that stuff hooked up. How many channels are we using back here? 19. Seems like we are doing really good. And then all of these should be happy. Device online. Yeah, looks like we are good to go. So the compressor, we needed that to make graphene, and the compressed coal ball. And then that is a coal ball, turns into a coal ball here. So let's go ahead and make that recipe now. So we want to do one of these. I should just be able to find a compressor. That would be this one. Yep. Sweet. So then we have that, and then we need to make the coal ball, and that is made like so. Coal is just fine to use here, and we will just find a home for that. That's this one. Okay, and then compressed coal ball turns into graphene, and that is just a crafting recipe. So we will just add. Get out of here, guy. What are you doing? We'll just add that right there. So now, if I want to make graphene, or actually, I guess we could just say make the iridium circuit. Iridium circuit. It looks like everything's happy except for making iridium ingots. Okay, so yes, there is one more final step here. So we need a recipe. We do have iridium, so I can just do this. We can say one iridium to turn into one of these. And that is going to happen over here in our mechanism machines. right in this interface or pattern provider, I guess. Wait, did I not have, what did I have in there? We have advanced alloy. Okay, I thought those icons were the same for a second. They are not the same. So now, if we want to make an iridium circuit, everything should be happy. Start it up. Let's make an iridium circuit. Looks like everything is happy. Compressed coal balls. Okay, so this is a problem. Or is it a problem? I don't know. It's just going really, really slow. We need to get some upgrades on these machines in order to make this work. And it does look like it is ejecting it. I assume it's ejecting it up here. Is Applied Energistics actually getting those back? Yeah, it looks like we are getting those back. So it's doing everything that it should be doing, which is fantastic. I think we're good. So yeah, we need to look at making the speed upgrades for. Let's take a look at that. Upgrade. Overclocker upgrades. Small coolant cells. So that's tin wrapped around a fluid cell of water. And fluid cell of water is made... I don't know how to do that. I guess we have to make fluid cells. Oh boy. Can I get an empty fluid cell here? This one. Okay, so that is just tin. Makes a fluid cell. Well, hold on a second. Let's back up again. So upgrade. We want the overclocker upgrade. So fluid cell. Okay, so we just make a bunch of these fluid cells, which is tin. Or was it aluminum? Either way, we make those, we fill them full of water, and then we wrap them with tin again. And we get the small coolant cell, and then that goes into this recipe. So I'll set this all up, and hopefully we'll be able to make a whole bunch of these overclocker upgrades. All right, guys, so let's take a look at this compressor one more time. I made some upgrades here. So we have transformer upgrades, which should change this machine from requiring, what is it, 16... EU per tick to 32, I think. An LV to an MV is really what that should be doing, which means it should take full advantage of the 128 being provided from this big cable from behind, I would assume. I don't know if that changes the speed, that it does anything at all. Let's try and make some more compressed coal balls, I guess, and we'll kind of add in upgrades and see what happens. Compressed coal balls. Let's make, I don't know, 20. So right now the speed is going that speed. If I take this out, nothing changes. Let's put in like 4 overclocker upgrades. If I take this out, nothing changes. And how does I put in 4 more? Oh, I can only put 4 at a time. Okay, so now the power is struggling. If I put this transformer upgrade in there, it still is not keeping up. What if I take 2 of those out? Nope. Seems like we can only put 4 in there unless this needs 2 of those upgrades. Yeah, I think maybe we're just exceeding the amount that this one single solar panel can handle. It is draining power right now, so we are definitely using more than it can handle. So maybe we need a bigger cable. I'm not entirely sure how this mod works. I do remember though, in Industrial Craft 2, which this mod is designed after, if you were using power too high for the machine to accept, they would just blow up, but that's not happening. So there are some fundamental changes here that these machines are, that these machines have that I'm not aware of. So I guess we will just start off. Whoops, I wanted, do I not have an ejector upgrade in this one? I guess I didn't put an ejector in that one. Yeah, we'll just start off by putting 4 overclockers in each one and a transformer, and we'll just assume everything is going according to plan. I don't really know if these transformer upgrades are having any effect at all. So we will figure that out as we go. But it seems like the overclocker upgrades definitely made this go at a more reasonable speed. All right, so I went ahead and I made the powered furnace just to add that to our collection of these FTB Industrial Contraption machines over here. And I think the next step is we should look at making the HV solar panel, right? That's the next jump up from the MV that we currently have. And we're trying to make it towards the EV solar panel and eventually this Nexium emitter, which requires an EV solar panel as part of the recipe. Anyway, back to the HV solar panel. In order to make that, we have to have 6 MV solar panels, but we also need this advanced machine block. That is a block that we have not crafted yet. So advanced machine block requires some things that look a little scary. Actually, we need copper coils, carbon plates. Both of those we don't have. So Let's start off with the copper coil. So that is copper wire and then an iron rod. It looks like we can do a couple of different ones. Let's do this. Okay, very good. And then the advanced machine block, this one. So how do we make the iron rod? So we can extrude an iron ingot to make it. I think that's how we are going to handle that. So let's put that over into our extruder. This one goes into here, right? And there's no additional settings. Just throw it in there and it extrudes, and that's all we need to do. Perfect. Okay, so if we wanted to make the copper wires, so that's just 3 ingots makes 6, or we can extrude it for 1 copper rod makes 2. And 1 ingot makes 1 rod. So that would be 1 ingot equals 2. That would be 3 ingots equals 6. So why would you do it that way and not the just straight crafting method? I don't know. We're going to do it this way. Okay, so now we have those different things set up. We need this carbon plate. So carbon plate is a carbon fiber mesh in a compressor. All right, so there's that. And then we need... the carbon fiber mesh is a crafting recipe. 4 of those equals 1. Finally... 4 coal dust equals a carbon fiber. And then we need a recipe to make the coal dust. So let's get that done. We want... wait, there's a lazier AE2 one? Oh. Well, let's just do the... this one. So this is going to be macerating coal into coal dust. We'll just kind of utilize all of our machines over there to do things. So the macerator needs the coal into coal dust. That would be this one. And then the compressor... all these machines look the same. The compressor needs that into that. And these are all just regular crafting patterns, I do believe, right? Yeah, I think they are. Okay, so we'll just add those over here. And we'll just kind of throw these into here like so, like so, like so. Awesome. So if I tell it to make an HV solar, it appears everything is happy. Start. So are we crafting? It looks like everything's crafting up. I don't think we're going to run into any surprises here. So let's just wait for this to finish. Right. So the solar panel finished up. So we can go ahead and pop this MV solar out of here. And then we can use that to make a new HV solar a little bit later, I suppose. But yeah, the HV solar can just pop right onto here. Now, I don't know if we need the higher tier power cables. I can only assume that we will. So let's make the HV cables. Yeah, these are basically the same recipe, just 6 rubber and then 3 gold, as opposed to what went into the MV, which I think was tin or aluminum. I can't remember. Anyway, we want to make 2 recipes because we don't have enough cable otherwise. There we go. There's 12 of them. Then we can just pop all these out of here. Cable, cable, cable. I like the smaller cables. And there we go. Sweet. So now we got power going into these. So now I'm kind of curious if we tell it to make coal balls, if we can add in more overclocker upgrades and all of that stuff, how this is all going to work. Eventually, we should look at making other power storage. We have battery boxes, an HV battery box. That does require the MV battery box, which we never made. And then that requires a machine block. So it doesn't require the LV as part of it, but it does require the MV as part of that recipe, which is interesting. Advanced circuit, all this stuff. I think we're fine. The next thing is the HV solar. So that is going to be 6 of the... wait a second here. No, we just made the HV. It's EV solar. EV. EV is the highest here. That requires 6 of the HV solars. It does require a block of netherite, large coolant cell, and then antimatter. Antimatter is something that we haven't made yet, so that's going to be interesting. It doesn't have a recipe when I click on that. I have made UU matter in IC2. I assume that's what antimatter is in this mod. I don't know yet. We'll have to figure that out as we go along. The large coolant cell is 2 of the medium cells and just some other things. The medium. Okay, so that's 3 of the small coolant cells and then some ingots, some tin ingots. That's not bad. All right, so when we want to go ahead and upgrade to the EV solar panels later on, that shouldn't be too awful. I kind of feel like I should make another HV solar, and then we can always take these solar panels and then upgrade them later into the next tier, which is kind of nice. So if I make another one of these, only one. If I make another one of those, we already have one MV solar as part of the recipe. Yeah, available 1 to craft 5. I'll just go ahead and craft up another one, and we'll just have a little extra power over here. I think that seems good. So guys, I had to experiment. I couldn't just leave it alone. So we have 3 HV solar panels up here now. And I wanted to see what happens if we take the transformer upgrade out. Oh, by the way, this works fine with those in there. This is the speed that we go. But yeah, you see we're not keeping up on the power. But I want to see what happens if we take the transformer upgrades out. Are those even necessary? Can we take those out and just add in 4 more overclockers? And the answer is no. You can't right click on it. It says this machine's fuse has blown. Right click on it with a fresh one to repair it. And the machine is smoking and stuff. So yeah, we can set it down over here. I need to get a fuse. And then I right click the fuse on there. And that makes the machine stop doing that. And I assume what I need to do is like take those overclockers out and then put the transformer upgrade in there, and then we can set it back and things should be fine. But yeah, as you can see, it's drawing far too much power, unfortunately. Without the overclocker, with the overclocker, that doesn't matter. Yeah, I thought this was going to be working fine actually with all 8 overclockers in here, and we had the HV solars, but apparently not. Maybe I need to add a second oh, there we go. Yeah. So now we have a second transformer upgrade on there. Can't do that. What if I had a third? So with 2 in there, 4 is too much. Or I'm sorry, 8 is too much. Take that out. We put 2 in there. Add that in there. That one is just far too much. We can have 7. Okay. Well, now we know. All right, guys, we're going to go and wrap it up here for today. We finally got ourselves our FTB industrial contraption machines all hooked up and automated and upgraded, which is fantastic. We got ourselves 3 HV solar panels, which is also fantastic. And finally, we got ourselves our Iridium Bees over here, just producing iridium all the time. So again, another great thing that we have done. The only thing that we have left to do now is figure out this EV solar panel and this antimatter. So that'll be something that we'll have to check out for the next time. But anyway, that's it for today. Thank you guys for watching. We'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.